Jai Baba, Chapter 104. One day Nana Chandorkar was seated in the mosque, pressing Baba's feet, all the while softly chanting verses from the 4th chapter of the Sri Bhagavad Gita. This went on for a while. Baba was silently seated, sometimes with his eyes shut and at other times deep within himself. After a while, Sai looked at Nana. Nana, what is it that you have been mumbling since such a long time? Why don't you speak a little loudly so that I too can hear the words coming out of your mouth? Immediately Nana spoke a few lines aloud from the 34th verse of the Sri Bhagavad Gita. This verse signifies that through humility and service, each one should persevere to go beyond illusion and seek the divine reality. In this endeavor, those who have attained self-realization, the wise and the spiritually awakened shall guide you on that pathway. Nana had studied the spiritual scriptures and was exceedingly well informed regarding the esoteric truths. His command over Sanskrit was known, but Nana was a humble man and a true disciple of Baba. So Nana, what does this verse truly mean? Baba, it means that those who truly prostrate at the feet of the Guru and serve the Guru, and then they put forward a question to the Guru, the truth shall be revealed to them with a detailed explanation from the wise and the learned one, the Gyanis. Thus, Baba, I feel that what Sri Krishna truly said to Arjuna is that it is only through worship, service and through inquiry to the Guru that one can truly get self-realized. This is what I have understood of this stanza, Baba. Then Baba made Nana explain each word of the stanza to Baba. It became very clear to Nana that Sai was a scholar in Sanskrit. He wondered where Baba had learned Sanskrit or dwelled deep in the true esoteric meaning of the Sri Bhagavad Gita. Nana was stunned. He had always assumed that Baba was a spiritual giant, but he had never once realized that Baba was a scholar too. Baba asked Nana various questions about the stanza. Baba broke the stanza down to each word, and Nana realized that he was not equipped to give an answer to every question that Sai was asking him. Nana, it is not sufficient to prostrate at the feet of the Guru or the wise ones. Remember, we need to make Sarvasva Sharanat Gati to the Guru, the perfect one. What does this mean, Nana? It means complete, true, joyous surrender to the wisdom of the Guru or the learned one. You said we need to question and seek answers from the learned one. But remember, when you seek an answer from the Guru, it should not come forth from the thought of testing your Guru or laying a trap for the Guru or trying to show your Guru how learned you are. But the inquiry should come from a true need for self-growth and realization. If you have truly surrendered and then you make an inquiry from the purity of your heart and the need for liberation, then the Guru shall be able to remove you from darkness by the radiance of wisdom and self-realization. How does one impart not only knowledge but realization as well to the seeker? Remember, giving knowledge in reality means removal of ignorance. Expelling darkness means bringing forth light. Removing duality can only be affected by non-duality. If we have to achieve oneness, then we have to get rid of the feeling of duality. Both these states cannot coexist. Who can remove us from the darkness of ignorance and the state of duality? Only the one who dwells perpetually in the radiance of knowledge and self-realization, and the one who lives in a state of perpetual oneness. Remember clearly, there is in reality no difference between the Guru and the disciple. The only difference is that the disciple still thinks of himself or herself as a lowly human being, while the Guru has to bring forth the realization that God also dwells in the disciple, and in reality, the disciple's true state is that of Godhood. As each individual remains in the state of duality, misery ensues. Remember, just as the placenta circles the fetus and filth covers a mirror, often the very ash overpowers the burning wood. Similarly, ignorance covers self-realization. Even Sri Krishna has clearly said that ajana, that is ignorance, covers jnana, knowledge. So understand that each one of us has knowledge and all the answers, but it is only covered by ignorance and maya, or attachments to the world and all things external. The Guru helps in removing the layers of ignorance. Each individual is in reality the very creator to whom the individual prays, out of ignorance of his or her own true identity. The water is covered with moss, so the Guru helps the true seeker to remove the moss and then be able to drink the pure nectar like water. Remember, true knowledge cannot be taught, it can only be realized. True surrender to the Guru, repeatedly inquiry to the Guru, and pure service to the Guru shall lead to the removal of darkness, and thus divine radiance will come forth. What you seek as a snake in reality is a rope. Gold is deep within us, covered with dirt, but once you remove the dirt, sheer radiance shines forth. To procure true gold, one needs blazing fire. That blazing fire is the Guru. The only way to cross the ocean of duality and the sinking sand of attachment and illusion is to hold on to your Guru and be absorbed in the worship of the Goddess God Guru. Always keep in mind the following instructions and these simple reminders to oneself. The reminders are, I am not a jiva or a creature. We have come from the Almighty, thus each one of us is the Goddess God Guru, waiting to realize himself or herself. I am not a dog or a cat or a male or a female, but I am the spirit from the Great Spirit. The moment we identify ourselves as the divine spark from the divine fire, we truly start our journey back home. God, the world and Jiva all one. We have all come from the primordial one. Call that one Allah, Shakti, Shiva, whatever you want. We all have come from that same source, and all of us are in reality one. I am God or similar to God. We have all come forth from the Creator, and what exists in the Creator in reality exists in all of us. There is no difference between the ocean and the drops of water in the ocean. In every drop of curd resides butter. We have come from the Creator and are manifestations of the Creator. When we drop body consciousness and focus on the spirit consciousness through meditation and intense chanting, we shall come to the realization of this reality. And the last Nana, I am the eternal spirit and thus I am not the body. Remember, we may have come to the conclusion that we are the divine spark from the great fire and we are not the body, but it is also important to know that the body is not the spirit and thus it is transient. We may know that we are not the body, but it is important for us to realize that this body, unlike the spirit and consciousness, or as we call it the soul, will decay. It will age, it will fall apart, it will be besieged with illness, and as we are distant from body consciousness and move to a spirit consciousness, we shall dwell in oneness. Nana bowed down to Baba in complete humility. All those who were present were stunned into silence by Baba's explanation of the stanza in the Sri Bhagavad Gita in such great detail. Peace be to Sai. Baba help us with oneness and the realization that we are not the body but the divine spark from the divine flame. Jai Sai.